Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. I don't know if you remember me from. I remember I live in. I'm in Port St. Lucie, and last time we talked, Zach said do the reverse driving for dollars. He said to send him an email. I tried,
Yes.
but I did go ahead and I got the deal machine on my own, and I've been driving around. But I have some questions. So should I? I did the mail sender through them. Should I be doing the mail separately and the skip tracing separately, or it's fine to mail through the app and skip trace through the app and cold call?
Well, I mean, it's to each your own. It's extremely convenient. I never had the luxury of any of these services. I used to do every yellow pad.
Uh-huh.
So um, you just got to figure out if the return's there. One of my favorite ways to do it is when you do the driving for dollars is don't overlook the reverse driving for dollars. Are you familiar with that?
That was my next question.
Yeah,
So
that's. I gotta be honest with you. It's very personable and it gets the highest return, meaning people connecting with you. Because
uh-huh.
listen, let's face it, somebody leaves a note on your door and a phone number, you're probably gonna call it. Like
Yeah.
it's just like when people text you, like people just drop everything for a text. I don't understand it. My wife's like, you're getting a text. I'm like, it goes all day long. Thanks to you guys, like it's like between DMs and PMs, and I get all sorts of pop-ups. Like I just have to manage my time, and like people think I'm not rude about it, but try answering 1,500 messages a day. It's
Oh, no,
physically
no.
impossible. And if you decide to do one and not the other 1,499, it's kind of not fair. So it's if you look at the strategy of the reverse marketing with the notes, it works really well. And it's much more instantaneous, especially if you're doing driving for dollars.
Mhm.
And then if you want to add your government list to it on any like the pre-foreclosures, that's the only way I would even deal with pre-foreclosures anymore. They're such a nightmare to call right off the bat. And it's just a huge time suck. And you got to figure out how to do it. So I like the reverse driving for dollars because it's very, very precise, but you do have to have a strategy and you have to be like ready to implement it. I'm just telling you, you're in a city that driving for dollars is people still laugh at me. We still do it in our company like all day long. Like I can drive an entire neighborhood and I can pick out 10 or 15 houses almost in every neighborhood of people at some point are going to have to sell their home. I know there's a problem. Like people just don't let their houses go to crap for no reason. So you understand that 90% of Port St. Lucie is single family homes. 90% of it. There's you have the main highways and you have all the business. It's just absolutely crazy. So driving for dollars, it's just like endless. And I used to do it back in the days when I had that stupid little map. Because if you've never been in Port St. Lucie, like it's like sometimes you have to go through a rat maze to get through a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And with the advent of Google Maps, like you don't have to worry about that anymore, but it's I could do that alone. Fort Pierce is another market. Fort Pierce just got announced as one of the cheapest markets in the country, which if you guys know the area, you'll know why.
That's what that's what my next question was too, because the Fort Pierce, since the crime and everything down there, I don't know if I wanted to even.
So Fort Pierce has just like any other neighborhood. There's when you go to the avenues, it's brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done deals there before, but I got my back window smashed out. I've been threatened with my life, and I choose not to do that anymore. I did that when I was younger, and I used to have rentals over there, high cash flow rentals, and it's very taxing to get your rent paid in cash. It's very just some things aren't worth it in this business, but there are pockets in Fort Pierce that work very well. You know, the Lakewood Park. It's a wonderful neighborhood. I owned that thing for like 15 years and everyone kind of figured out about it. More people are doing it now. There's small communities up in Vero Beach. Fellsmere started to wake up. Like this market's like endless. I love Port St. Lucie. The prices are a little bit high, but like the problem is everyone's pouring in here from New York and California, and they think a $500,000 house is cheap.
Yeah.
And you got to understand, we didn't even see 500,000 in Port St. Lucie till this last year. Like it never even existed. In fact, if you found a house over 220,000, like you were doing like great. So I never had a problem buying it. But like, listen, here's the thing is, I've been buying in Port St. Lucie since 2003. I still buy it in 2023. What's the difference? It just costs more. But like, here's the beautiful part that you have to understand, Alec, is you can make more on a percentage basis when you do get your deals. So when I used to buy my houses 30, 40 grand, I'd make $3,000 to $5,000 each. On average.
Okay.
There just wasn't that big of a spread. Now if I buy a house 250,000 wholesale, and then I can charge another 15 to 25 because the numbers work. And I watched the guys in California do this, and I used to complain when it came here, and now like I get it because on a percentage basis, If the house costs twice as much, then you can kind of like almost double your profit. And if you do wholesaling correct, where you don't have to put money up front, then you can make 25K a deal on a $250,000 house that's really worth like 350.
Okay.
If you get the right type of motivated seller. So don't let everybody scare you about like being oversaturated. And like, why would a guy that's been in the market 21 years tell you how to do it?
Yeah.
Number one, I want you to be successful because you would probably bring me a deal and trust me to work with you in 50-50. That's a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, I don't fear competition. Every other guru tells you, like, do you know every guru, if you tell them like you're doing their local market, most of them won't even like take you in as a coaching student because they're scared you're going to eat them alive, or they're going to scared to find out what they really do for business, and you won't want to do it. You'll get really upset with it. So Port St. Lucie's, like, it's a lot more expensive than it was before, but like it's going to go up. And you know what? In 10 years, it's going to be a lot more expensive. It's never going to stop. So it's like, decide what you want to do and just keep doing it. But the reverse driving for dollars, hands down, would be dynamite. The only thing I'm going to tell you not to do in Port St. Lucie is just don't do the bandit signs.
Okay.
It ain't going to work well. You can go up more north and do them, like Lakewood Park and stuff like that. But Port St. Lucie, you'll get a notice to appear in court. So
no.
Yeah, I've been there twice. The third time I'm going away, so I'm not going to do it anymore.
Okay. All right. And so my next question was,
yes,
yeah, I have been doing the driving for dollars. I sent out some mailers and whatnot. I was wondering, I have the time to do it. Do you think I should do any other list or whatever? Because I was just focusing on strictly just driving for dollars.
So driving for dollars is a technique. So what you need to do is just turn on your government lists.
Okay.
And dude, the most valuable list you can get in Port St. Lucie, which is one of the more challenging ones, is your code violation list.
Okay.
Code violations, tax delinquencies. Tax delinquencies, you're going to have to head over towards Fort Pierce. It's in the same building as where people get their DMV.
Okay.
They're a pain in the butt about it. So go over to Free Wholesaling. I kind of teach you how to talk to people on how to get it.
Okay.
And then the next one is you can get the evictions at your local courthouse. That's all 100% accessible, and that's easy to get. Those are landlords kicking tenants out. And I also teach a little trick. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. I think I have it on freewholesaling.com. Is I teach you how to cross-reference garage sales to absentee owner. You know what an absentee owner is?
Yeah, when I
basically a landlord. Yeah,
a lot of those around here.
Yeah. And when we found a correlation, whenever there's a garage sale with an absentee owner, it's usually a bad tenant moving out. And all we do is basically cold call them, text them, or in the old days, we used to mail to them. And they're like, how did you know that they'll say, I didn't even know the tenant was moving out. I go, I just saw a garage sale and just want to see if, you were interested in selling. And we would give them such valuable information that we always had the front track on buying the property, and it worked out really well. And we found it by accident. It was a correlation we found by accident. And then once we started doing it on purpose, it worked really well. Now, it takes a little bit of organization. It's a little bit of work, but I'm telling you, the odds of a landlord that has a tenant that's having a garage sale, it's usually not a good thing. Okay. It usually means they're trying to raise money to get out of there, and usually they're doing a midnight move out. And you can basically catch that property well before it ever goes on the market. And that's why I like doing those deals. I really, really do. Okay. And then don't forget about probates either. But I'm just going to tell you, I would just do St. Lucie County, because every county you add in probates become a lot more work. So I would master your driving for dollars and reverse driving for dollars, and then just keep adding on each additional strategy, either every week or every other week. So you can get more leads. You have to have quantity. That's the main thing. So I know Port St. Lucie better than anyone, and I'm telling you exactly what I would do. I tell my employees to do this every day. I am all over them about quantity. And we got to get creative to get it, because I have a certain expectation, and the more people you talk to, the more opportunities you're going to have. And then look at Fort Pierce and just look at the outlying areas, because Fort Pierce is expanding quite a bit. They're opening up I don't know if they're opening up like a huge surf park.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like a couple $100 million. It's still way in the preliminary stages, but there are some opportunities. People are starting to look to do some nice homes, and there's a lot of still vacant land out there that I'm not a big speculative person, but like sometimes you can see communities start growing towards it, and you can put two and two together, and you can catch it before it really catches on a trend. But you just got to take the driving for dollars, and I would just add the reverse driving for dollars, and you can incorporate some of your government lists in with it. But that personal note, man, it makes all the difference in the world. I'm telling you, I still, when I drive by a nice property and I see like the grass growing up, I'll go stick a note on the door all day long, because I'm hoping they call me that day, not in a month, not in 2 months, that day, because it's fresh in my mind. I'm like, oh yeah, I put the sticker on there. Now, if I'm gonna go out and put in 100, I want to get 15 or 20 phone calls. And that's the best way to do it. Guys, I've tried door hangers. I've tried everything. The reverse driving for dollars is by far one of the best strategies you can get to have homeowners engage you, hands down.
All right,
we're gonna run into each other one of these days. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, I hope so, man. I like.
Well, the best way to run in with me is like bring me a deal, man, because I'll come and meet you personally. I don't care, but like I'm really looking for people that are gonna go above and beyond. And like, so I work with a lot of people in Port St. Lucie because I've been doing this a long time. And I love it. The people that just go out there and bust their butt and bring deals, like I bend over backwards for them. I'm like, okay, let's get this done. Let's have a good time. And so the best way, I tell you right now, like if you can find a motivated seller, reach out to me and Zach, and one of us will be there to help you out.
I definitely will. I've sent out about 40 emails so far through Driving for Dollars so far. Or the postcard thing. So I'm going to reverse Drive for Dollars of those too.
Okay. Just remember, it's a numbers game, especially when you're starting out, because you got to have a lot of leads to make up for some of your inexperience, but those leads will create an amazing amount of opportunities for you. So.
Okay. All right. Thanks for hopping on with me, Rick. I appreciate it.
Okay, bud. I'll see you, man.
All right.
Okay.